Hey, what's going on, guys? Tim here again. Got another gear review for you today. Another product from my favorite, absolute favorite Begleri company, and one of the currently my most favorite hobbies. So, we're looking at the Curio Begleri. These are a collaboration between Terra, Kendama, and Aroundsquare, as you can see, based on the Terra Kendama logo here, as well as the Aroundsquare logo. So these dropped quite a little while ago, so I've been owning these for a little while. And I've absolutely loved them so far. So just to get into it, let's get this stuff out of the way. Let's get a quick look at the stats and what we're dealing with here. So as you can see, these are two hand-turned wooden beads. This is the rosewood version. These do come in a couple other different wood materials. The other two are ebony. So yeah, I got the rosewood. I like the color, like that dark brown color, and I've been slinging these for a while, and they've held up great. Just getting into the dimensions, they are approximately 20 millimeters in diameter by 22 millimeters tall, and each bead, just the wood bead itself, as you can see, when I'll show you, these are hollow, right? They're compatible with the hardcore gut system. Each bead is 4.5 grams, and they do come with, as you can see, a few different weight options, because these beads are compatible with the hardcore gut system. So as a set, they come with the Hurt cores, the copper Hurt cores, as I just showed you. These weigh 10.2 grams each. They come with, I'll show you the other weights they come with right here, actually. They come with two of these aluminum end caps as well. These are 3.1 grams each. And then they also come with a set of micro standards, which are set up here. The brass micro standards, or bronze micro standards, sorry, and they are 7.8 grams each. And what's awesome, and while I have these out, these plastic ABS Everyman shells came with this set, so that you can make use of these extra cores and not just have them sitting around, which is super awesome. That's really nice value that was added to this package. And and if you didn't know, these ABS plastic shells, they actually glow in the dark too, which is really cool. But anyhow, getting back to this. So these beads are, as I mentioned, compatible with the weight system, and also, as you can see, I've got 550 paracord fed through the beads, and the diameter of the bore is compatible for 275 paracord, I'd say up to 550. And the 550 wasn't too difficult to get through. It's not like getting 550 through the other beads that only really take 275. So it's nice that you have that option, and you can kind of really custom tailor these beads to where you want them in terms of the cord that you're using, as well as the weight. So in terms of comfort and playability, really, really impressed. They are a bit larger. So just to give you a quick size comparison to some other common Aroundsquare beads, here it is next to the Aroundsquare Titans. So you can see a bit taller, definitely taller with the Hurt cores, the Hercules cores. So there it is next to the Titan bead, and another common one that a lot of people have are the Hydras. Okay, so there you can see they're just a little bit larger in terms of profile. Not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes when you have a larger bead, you can do bead rolls a bit easier. Sometimes I know some people feel like it's easier to do bead rolls with like a smaller bead. I actually find it a little bit easier with a larger bead, just because you can grab it and do whatever. But anyhow, if you look closely, I'll give you a quick close-up look at the finish. So these have been, I've been playing with these for several months now, and as you can see, they're aging very well. There are a lot of little dings and whatnot here. That's going to happen, but no major issues. I haven't had no cracks, no chips, nothing like that, which is a true testament to the just how well these are made in terms of the material that was chosen. I believe these are stabilized too. Yeah, they definitely are stabilized, so they won't. I don't believe they'll swell or anything. Like the wood won't swell if it gets wet or anything like that. When playing with them, I have dropped them many times, of course. It's Begleri. You're going to play with it, and they're going to fall out of your hands. I sometimes I would cringe whenever they fell on a hard surface like tile or like a smooth, tiled floor, because I thought they would crack, but they never have. I will tell you though, you should be wary of playing with these over, say, a really rough concrete surface, because that definitely will scar up the Begleri. I think I dropped it on like a rough sidewalk one time, and they did get a few more noticeable scars in them. So be careful about that if you want to take care of them. Just beware of the the floor that you're playing over with. So durability is very, very good. In terms of the overall quality and fit and finish, top notch. So from what I've been told and read about, these beads are hand turned. So they're not done with any sort of, machinery, like, computer guided machinery or anything like that. These are all done by hand, much like a lot of the Kendama done by Terra Kendama. A lot of those are, pretty sure they're all hand turned. I'm not exactly sure, but don't quote me on that. But these are hand turned. And in terms of the shape and the overall consistency of the shape, as you can see there, they're identical. And the tops are nice and rounded. The grain is nice and aligned with the beads. So yeah, perfect, excellent quality. In terms of the shape, again, in terms of playability, I do like, again, the rounded tops. Very similar to the Everyman shape, which you can see in these ABS plastic shells. It's got that nice, flat side, and the top is rounded. So again, you have that sort of comfort factor when you're gripping the beads in between the different grips, and they play very nicely and they're super comfortable. Now, in terms of pros and cons, can't think of really too many cons. It's really sort of a personal preference for you if you like natural materials for your Begleri or not. You do have to be, I guess, a little bit more careful with them to a certain degree, but you don't have to exactly baby them. But yeah, natural materials do have much more limits compared to, say, titanium, stainless steel, copper and brass and bronze, all those other materials that Aroundsquare makes Begleri out of. So you do have to be careful about that. But other than that, I can't really see any reason why you wouldn't get these. As long as you like the look of them, the material, I would definitely suggest getting them. A couple more things I like about the Curio is the sound when they clack together. So I'll try to get some footage in here of me playing with them, but just the sound they make, it's like the wood on wood sound is it's just real, something about it that's really relaxing and satisfying, especially when you have for a while I've been slinging them with the bronze cores inside, and they're a little loose, so when you do shake them, like, it doesn't really do it with Hercules cores. When you do shake them, they kind of move inside a bit, and so whenever the bead kind of smacks against your hand or whatever, it gives it another little clack, and there's just something about it that's just super satisfying, and I really love that. And just another word about playability and the Hercules cores. These Hercules cores are actually being sold as standalone sets now with these silicone bands that go over them. But these Curio sets are the first sets that shipped with these weights, these Begleri. And one thing I will say about them is notice how at the end here, we've got this kind of flared out lip, right? And they kind of protrude out of the bead a bit. So what I've noticed is that this focuses a lot of the weight, or it concentrates on all the weight of the bead towards the end of the bead. And what I've noticed that does in terms of feel is that it makes the beads sling like they're heavier than they actually are, which is a really interesting kind of thing that happens when you have a bead with the weight focused towards the end. So they're only, how much are they? 10.2 grams, add that on to the 4.5 grams, you got about, roughly 15 grams. But they sling a bit slower, if you can call it that, because of the concentrated weight at the end, which is pretty interesting. I think that's beneficial for a lot of people when you're learning certain tricks and you want to have that extra little bit of momentum and time to, say, do some ladders or, whatever you're doing. It gives you that bit of flexibility there. so you don't have to be super accurate with your timing. It gives you a little bit more room for error, and yeah, I think it's pretty nice that you can do that. Although I will say that I kind of do prefer them with the bronze cores here. I found that they did sling a bit faster, and I did like the sound a bit more, but I have been playing with them lately with the copper Hercules cores. So all in all, yeah, this is a very positive review. I can definitely recommend these. If you like the look, if you want to get a set of Begleri with some natural materials, something that looks a bit different from what Aroundsquare normally offers, I'd definitely check out one of these sets. Now, I believe the ebony sets are back in stock. I don't know if the rosewood probably are coming back. But if you check the website now, I believe at the time of uploading this video, the ebony sets are in stock, and they're very nice as well. But for what you pay for, it comes with this set of beads, the extra shells, the extra cores, and the baggie and all that. I think there's a lot of value there, and you're getting a great set of Begleri, and you're supporting two awesome companies. All right, so I think that's everything I need to say about this set. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Definitely check out all the associated links with this product down below. And yeah, I will definitely see you guys on the next video.